every year, farmers look for ways to improve their operations, which in turn can help them, of course, turn a little more profit out of their fields.
This year's Dakota Farm Show, which just wrapped up its 3-day run in Vermillion, has grown with new technology. This year's show boasted at least 6 drone vendors. That's a newer tool in the ag industry. Many farmers who've grown up on farms say they've seen technology improvements and innovation firsthand.
It's becoming less man and more machine. Everything seems to be automated now, and you get in and you just drive. Don't even do that. It drives for you.
John Furman of Cleghorn, Iowa, has farmed row crops and raised livestock for 35 years. He says in his early years of farming, they used a lot more labor. He thinks technology is a game changer.
GPS, from all the way from steering the equipment to how we grid the acres in the field and what exactly we have for fertility in those acres. We can go all night and not lose our place in the field and come and go.
KTIV Taylor Deckard spent the week at the Dakota Farm Show. She had the opportunity to speak with advisors, business owners, and experts about what new technologies they're seeing in the industry.
Agriculture innovations keep production moving forward. Dakota Ag Solutions brought their new solution for nitrogen applications to this year's show. Green Lightning Nitrogen's Thunder 365 made its first visit this year. It takes the nitrogen that we breathe and converts it into NO3, which is what the plants use as food.
This is a very simple machine because it just takes air and water and electricity to create the nitrogen that this produces.
He says one of the biggest benefits is cost.
Go from what it costs to purchase nitrogen right now to just 4 cents a gallon with this product here.
Drones are taking over the show with more exhibits, offering farm tools that are taking crop management to new heights.
The biggest thing is flying these in the hot weather, keeping the batteries cool, keeping the motors cool. Guys are wanting to get more productivity out of their drones, and this is the one to do it. It flies at 45 miles an hour.
For Yankton Seed House, it's in its first year selling Sure Wrap, a special wrap for bales. Advanced technology when producing the materials makes this wrap stronger while reducing the weight.
When you're out on the farm and you're carrying things and shoulder pains and things of that nature, we find that a lot of the middle-aged to older farmers, they tend to be in the baler because that's one of the jobs that they enjoy, and they're having to put these big rolls and lift them up into the baler, and this product has went down in weight.
Farmers are always on the lookout for ways to get the best yield potentials. For years, farmers have used evolving RNAi technology, changing with each new hybrid that comes along.
It gives them the protection throughout the planting season, especially when rootworms hatch in about that June time frame, and really gives them a boost in yield. In the last 5 to 7 years, rootworms have gotten tolerant to certain Bt proteins, so they brought in the RNAi technology to give another mode of action to kill the rootworms.
Helping farmers reach their goals during harvest.
Mother Nature's keeping up and making things resistant and tolerant to certain things that we're doing to try and feed the world.
We'll just keep plugging away and try to change with the times, and hopefully it's for the better.
In Vermillion, Taylor Deckard, KTIV News 4.
And as we first reported on Tuesday, the University of South Dakota told KTIV it will not host the Dakota Farm Show in the future. We did reach out to the organizers of Dakota Farm Show to find out if there are plans to continue the show after this year, but we have not yet received a response.